it's me, Eartha, and welcome to Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. So happy that you're joining me today. I am so honored and excited to bring a wonderful guest to our show today. Just a little bit of a story. We were talking a few minutes ago. A few weeks ago, I was just walking here in the JCC here in San Antonio, and I came across this beautiful art. And actually, I was meeting with one of my students to go over a mindfulness activity, and we used the art as part of our program. Well, when we were finished, I looked at the easel of who the artist was, and lo and behold, to my surprise, it was Dawn. Dawn has given me so much wonderful information about my son Zachariah gaining weight, but that's a different story. But anyway, you just never know people's gifts. And so I asked Dawn if she would honor me with being on my show and doing an interview with me. And I'm not going to go into all Dawn's story because I want her to tell you, but let me just show you a few pictures. So, okay, you guys. So here we are. And I'm just going to give you just an overview. And this is her exhibit. I'm just doing an overview, so if I'm going too fast, it's just an overview, okay? And this is the easel that I was looking at, and lo and behold, I saw Dawn. And I thought, wow. You just never know people's gifts. So, hi, Dawn. I'm so happy that you're on my show. As I was telling my guests, my viewers, how surprised I was about your art. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started and, did you take classes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. No, it's an honor for you to interview me. This is my very first interview. So for me, it started, I believe, 2020 or 2019. Don't hold me to dates, but when COVID shut the mountain down in Crested Butte, Colorado, I had just gotten a very bad concussion skiing and came home and could not use my computer, my phone, or the TV for 3 months is how bad it was. So I did what I like. I cleaned out my house to reorganize it, which is fun for me. And I came across my old scrapbooking supplies and I saw these paper strips and I thought, what can I do with these? And from then on, I have been crafting and getting my skill set better and better and better and seeing what it just blew up into. And here I am now.
Wow. So this is something that you just came up with?
I can't say I came up with it on my own in that I used the Klutz brand quilling book for kids when you give them art activities books at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And I was using it for scrapbooking. And then I Googled on the internet paper quilling strips and I saw a vase. And so I made a vase for my mom for Mother's Day for the very first time. And then I was like, what else can I do? What else can I do? And as I kept Googling and seeing what all was out there, I was like, I tried making cards. I tried making ornaments and gift tags. And it just was like, okay, I'm learning how to do the shapes and everything and put pieces together. But it just wasn't working for me until I started making really big art pieces.
Wow. So this is called quilling.
Yes.
Okay.
So quilling involves using strips of paper that are rolled, looped, curled, twisted, and other manipulated to create different shapes. And glued together to create decorative designs.
Wow. Wow. Taped and glued. Wow. But can we go over to
Please.
a couple of, so tell us about this wall, this piece. It seems like.
So this is where I originally started with what I like to call colorful anxiety. And I did 3 of these. There was a blue and green one, but that one sold. And it was just taking different elements and starting off. And from there, I kept expanding and moved on to where I started even doing 3D to where you get texture and depth instead of it just being one level.
I noticed the textures. That is something that I picked up on when I was here and I first saw your work, you know.
And people are really starting to like these even more because it even gives it movement and just a whole nother level.
Wow. It's so intricate and delicate.
It is delicate. I literally make these on a cork board, and I have to take sewing needles and I pin them in until I'm ready to glue. And when I glue, I use a tiny little bottle with a needle point hole on it to put little drops of glue. But on top of that, to challenge myself, I will take like this big flower element and another one, and I will glue those down and put something on it, and then those pieces are forced there to where I have to create around those and make everything flow and work.
My goodness, this one's colorful and blue. Is just, I'm just attracted to blue. It just seems wow. And so you call this colorful anxiety. So where's the colorful and anxiety that? How did that? I mean, how did that? How I feel like I'm missing a piece.
It sounds silly, but the one thing I have been diagnosed with in my whole life is generalized anxiety, and I've learned after 47 years to just go with it and take it because it's part of me and it's not going to change. So when I say anxiety, this is kind of like a fun anxiety in that the pieces are, I make all the elements, but is the color palette going to work? Are these pieces going to meet up? How do I insert these pieces, or what do I have to create to fill this space? And it's a fun anxiety in a fun way.
Wow, you said something that is totally unique. I learned to accept it and go with it.
That's something that is very hard for people, but for some reason, with everything that my path has taken me on, I have just learned that it is what it is, and you might not like it, but you've got to go with it. And that's what's been relieving about this art, is because I taught at a children's art studio once, and I would tell the lady, who was a very good friend of mine, and I said, but it's not perfect, it's messed up. And she goes, there are no mistakes in art. And she's totally right. And that's what this is kind of allowed. You're allowed to kind of get messy, even though you're not getting messy with paint and glue all over you, you're getting messy with the design and then bringing it in to be one continuous piece.
Wow. And so are you experiencing like relaxation when you do this? Or do you feel different when you start and then when you complete a piece? Do you feel any difference or anything like that?
I can't say that I feel any difference, but I feel completion, maybe, I guess, or I'm not sure what kind of word to use, but the enjoyment of it's done. I have to walk away. I like it, and a congratulations to me kind of thing, and that I've created one more piece.
Acceptance, gratitude,
yes,
accomplishment. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the colors, Dawn, do you choose the colors because the different colors have meaning, or how do you select? You know, it's like you're doing this because it helps you deal with your anxiety, but you know the colors are just awesomely matched. How do you what goes on with that?
So for colors, I've used different color palettes of, you have all your colors that complement each other. But then on top of that, it's like you get so stuck doing those same colors and those same palettes over and over and over again that one time I had a friend staying by me, and I gave her a lime green strip, and I said, go and look at all my paper strips, which there are 60 colors of paper strips that I have in 4 different sizes. And I said, go and pick me 10 different colors that match with that. And I now call that the Stacy color palette. And it was the best color palette ever and has been a lot of fun. And so it's just finding what complements each other and now taking it to a newer level of trying to take those less used colors, the muted colors, and adding them in with the brighter tones and meshing them together.
Wow. This piece here is humongous.
So this piece was originally one of my pieces that I started out for, and I was making it for me, thinking I'm never going to sell this stuff. This is all fun for me. And it was supposed to go horizontal over my bed. And it evolved, and as it evolved and I kept going and framing, we saw that it almost worked better this way. And that's happened with some of the pieces that I'm like, oh, here, I've made it to go horizontal or this way.
Yeah.
When I took stuff to be framed this past year and preparing for this art show, it elevated my pieces to a completely different level. And even the framer said, no, I think it goes this way. And I'm like, okay, aren't I supposed to be the artist here? And oh my God, was I wrong? It completely changed it. And